Hey, welcome. My name's Brian from BMA Comics Con, and I wanted to test out the live streaming feature on YouTube. And what I wanted to do with it is talk about this week's comic TV shows. Being on the docket for this week is Gotham, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Luke Cage. So, with Luke Cage being new on Netflix, I know a lot of people like to binge on all of them, but I understand not everybody really gets the chance to do that. So, I'm only going to have it be limited to the first three episodes of Luke Cage, and next week we'll do the next five, and after that we'll do the last five. But I don't want to start with Luke Cage because I want to give people a chance to find this stream and so that they could, if they wanted to, chime in on the Luke Cage discussion. So I'm gonna start with Gotham actually. Alright, so I want to apologize that I did not get this going last week for when the first week for the first episodes of Gotham and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I actually am going to be catching up on two episodes of both of those shows to try to catch up. So with Gotham, I just want to let you guys know that I actually am a fan of Gotham. I enjoyed the first two seasons. This one's picking up strong. The one thing that I want to say about Gotham for the people who aren't big fans of it is the thing is, as a big Batman fan, you don't want to be too focused on that, which I guess sucks to say though, but the thing is, if you're not too heavy into Batman and trying to tie everything to see how it is that Bruce Wayne's gonna come become Batman, you're gonna lose it for the show because actually Bruce Wayne's not the star of the show. It's mostly about Jim Gordon. So you really need to more see it as a standalone TV show rather than a Batman show. Because as a Batman show, no, kind of sucks because it's Jim Gordon focus, and it's not just Jim Gordon being just a good detective and all. It's more so Jim Gordon pretty much being the Batman of Gotham during his time, and which doesn't make too much sense if Batman's gonna come and pretty much be raise the bars and be Batman because Jim set the bar pretty high, especially with this season. Because with this season, oh, and I'm so sorry. I forgot to mention that with these conversations, there are going to be spoilers for the episodes that have happened so far, except for once again with the Netflix episodes, that being Luke Cage. It's only going to be the first three episodes, so you don't have to worry about spoilers past the first three episodes, just in case nobody gets a chance to actually binge on all of them, like a lot of people normally get to. So for that, you will only need to. So sorry, back to as I was saying. Now, with Gotham, this season begins with pretty much like I want to say a Monster Man thing because I liked tying that to the comics. The way that it was set up for the comics, I have not episode. I'm sorry, first three issues out of six is already available. Haven't started those yet. Kind of waiting till next week so I can finish the full thing, read it full, and probably see if I can get a video out about that. But pretty much Hugo Strange has been conducting experiments in art. Those experiments causing some enhanced people. I kind of want to call them metahumans because, try and tie it to the whole Arrowverse, but this takes place way before Arrow, so or Flash really is the one that uses metahumans, but so I don't think it's fair to call them metahumans, but pretty much them. And Jim Gordon is single-handedly taking these people down. So I don't know how it's fair to say that Gotham is really with Jim Gordon around being the way that he is, there's no need for Batman. Well, like I said, once you get that out of the way, I still say that Gotham's a pretty good show. It's entertaining to watch it like that. Just once again, get Batman out of your head. Although the Bruce Wayne on Gotham is stepping up to be a little bit better fit to become Batman because man, they really developed his character a lot. In the beginning, he was such a shy and timid kid. It seemed like they were trying to pull from the Earth One Batman pretty much, but he was a little bit foregone, and it's like, man, you don't have that many years to become Batman, so you might want to step your game up a little. Well, sorry. Well, besides that, we also see a return of Jada Pickett reprising her role as Fish Mooney, which is entertaining to me to see because I actually like her in it. I actually like watching Jada Pickett Smith work, and I'm glad to see that she got some work in Gotham. Is good, but the whole deal with Penguin and her kind of flips again, and which is good. It's been entertaining the whole time pretty much. Now with this new season, I take it ABC's really listening and aware that a lot of people aren't liking it, so they really tried to step up the wow factor. Like episode one alone tried to pick up on pretty much the things that they thought would sell, sex and blood, because in episode one we see Daisy in her underwear, um, a naked life model decoy, and we see Daisy and Yo-Yo with more makeup on than in the previous season, really trying to make those two stand out. So they're really trying to push the whole sex thing as far as they're concerned. And as far as blood, this now it's no Netflix Daredevil or anything, but it's got a lot more blood in it. Plus, Ghost Rider is real cool. Looking at the special effects that they used to do Ghost Rider with was done pretty well, and it seems like they're trying to use that to also help promote this show. So I think it's really worth checking out if anyone's not watching that show because it's doing real good. The only thing is there's a couple of different storylines that are going on, and one of them is just completely fell behind to me. Like, all right, so we have they actually Daisy. I should now start calling her Quake, like she's called in the comics, because they actually finally switched her to that in this season instead of calling her Tremors. So, Quake actually, she left the Agents of Shield, and instead now what she's doing is she's on a solo mission, and that's how she's the one who runs into Ghost Rider. Now there's also the next mission on the people who Ghost Rider is after is dealing with supernatural things. It seems like ghosts and souls now, which is another step up in the MCU because now we have Doctor Strange bringing in the mystical things, and now the Agents of Shields are also bringing in the spiritual side of things. I don't mean spiritual, religious spiritual, but I mean spiritual like spirits, zombies. Well, not necessarily zombies, but just ghosts so far. And back to the story plot that I said I think was being missed. Um, what we have is Fitz is got his own thing going on because that's where the whole naked life model decoy comes in. Fitz goes to check on one of the scientists from the previous season, and that scientist has made LMD, and that's going on. Next, we have Mac, who's also with Fitz and who's working on the whole ghost thing along with May, because May becomes possessed. And while Mac and Fitz are working on the ghost thing, I don't know where that came from because one minute Mac is. It seems like it's both of those characters, side plots, and it kind of lost me on how they got to that because Mac's looking for his ex partner Daisy, so I don't know why it is he ended up working with Fitz on Ghosts, except for I do understand that it was the search for Daisy that allowed them to meet the ghost because Daisy once again is following Ghost Rider who is messing along with the spirits and the ghosts, but it was actually May who went in to the area to try to catch Daisy because Mac and Phil Coulson actually were not allowed to be tracking her. They're not on that assignment. So what happened was Man is the one who ended up getting possessed. Anyway, so we have May possessed, and Gemma is like the second in command to the new director, and with her they set up this whole new hierarchy, which is based off of colors, which is real odd because you really need to know your primary and secondary colors in order to get the chain of command. Because, for example, Gemma's orange and she's ahead of the red and the yellow people because red and yellow are both in orange, so orange trumps those. That's the whole weird thing. And the first episode starts with the new director being a mystery. So that mystery that doesn't stay mystery for long. We find out who the next new director is, and we find out that he's enhanced. Actually, he says he's an Inhuman. I'm waiting to see if he's actually an Inhuman, if he's not even a real person. What if he's one of the LMDs, like the first prototype that got successful or something and went rogue? Um, but either way, that's pretty much what's happening in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now for the bigger thing, Luke Cage, I was real glad to see this. The trailer alone was magnificent for this show. I really like it. It's reminded me like of Shaft actually to start the episode off. I was thinking of a lot of black movies. One of them being Dead President Society, next being Shaft. Also, there's this club, and I don't know why it reminds me of Gotham and Fish Mooney's place. I don't know if it's just because that's the most recent thing that I've seen that had a club with live entertainment in it on TV that was playing more maybe the black type of music, I guess, classical music, I guess. Well, it's not classical, but you know what I mean. So besides that, I really like Luke Cage. As far as the timing goes, I think it takes place before Jessica Jones. It's before he met with Jessica Jones, but of course after he lost his wife. Um, this is the story of Luke Cage as after he already got his ability, and now that his skin's bulletproof and he's super strong, but he doesn't run out to become a superhero. It's actually the death of someone important to him, someone important to the whole neighborhood dies, and that's when Luke Cage decides that he's gonna go ahead and become a superhero and try to take back their community. So that's pretty much as far as we get in this show. I'm not even gonna say the show is a slow build up. It's just that without getting to every detail of the show, it's not that much that I'm gonna say happened in the overall scheme of things. Pretty much, one of the prominent members of the community is killed, and Luke Cage decides to go after the main boss guy that had his people, whose people killed him. So he's hitting him up and taking down each one of his setups, and he's not even completely taking everything. He's allowing the police to raid it. It seems like he's only taking what he needs, and he's not killing anyone. And somehow the cops haven't exactly realized that it's Luke Cage, although they're questioning how in the world Luke Cage survived the shootout with his clothes having bullet holes in it, but he's completely unharmed. And yet they're realizing there's this guy who's going in and pretty much storming these fortified buildings with bad guys with machine guns and automatics and everything, and yet no one's dying by this, and she hasn't put two and two together. And the thing is, she suspects him of something. She's like, I can't quite put my finger on it, and yet those two things are staring her in the face and she can't decide what it is. So I'm not sure as to what's going on with Missy right now, but the show is still a great show. I actually can't wait to continue watching the next 5 episodes so I can talk to you guys about it. The only thing is, next week I'm gonna try to do a better job of organizing myself in what I wanted to share with you guys. I enjoyed this. I just wanted to test out who's awake at this time. I'm probably gonna do it a little bit earlier. I'll probably do it at what it is, 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Mountain, and 8 o'clock Pacific. I'm going to try that next time, next Sunday, to talk about episode 3 of Gotham Agents of Shield, and episodes the next 5 episodes of Luke Cage, which would be what, 4 to 9. So I really appreciate you taking the time to check this video out. I just wanted to test this out, see how it goes. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to spend time with me, as always. So thank you very much. Please let me know, out of what I've discussed, what you like about this discussion. Please let me know if you're even available around the time that I'm saying, but that's just what works out for me, so that's what I'm gonna do. But I'd like to hear your thoughts down below in the comment. Also, let me know about the episodes that I just spoke about. If you liked them, what you liked about them, what you think about the plot so far, and where do you think that they're going. Well, also